Good morning. It's Saturday, the 28th of January. I'm sitting here having my coffee, and I met somebody a couple of days ago who suggested that I start doing my vlogs. A photographer who came into the pool that I'm managing at the moment, and he suggested that I start doing them, start putting them out there. I've done a few, but I've kept them to myself because I'm waiting to get it right, I guess. So I guess I'm going to start with coffee in the morning. Not going to dress it up, not going to, I'd like to have a good backdrop and all that sort of stuff, but why? Why just start with me? Because that's predominantly what I want to really put out there for people, so that they can feel what I'm actually about. My words aren't always going to come out right. I'm not always going to look right, but that's who I am, and that's how things are. Keeping it real. I wake up every morning about, depending on what time I start work, it has been from 2:30 when I've been on site, 3:30 when I start where I am now. I'm starting at 6:30 in the morning. This morning, on every other morning, it's kind of like between 4 and 5 a.m. I wake up, have a coffee, and that's my time. That's my time for me, because I think that's really important. It's a lovely part of the day because nobody else, generally, nobody else is awake, and it's time that I can read a book if I want to, set an alarm for 30 minutes with my coffee, and read a book if there's something that I really want to get through that I'm not finding the time for. The purpose of me making these videos is because with what's happening at the moment, I want to build my balanced lifestyle coaching business, and it involves so much. It's hard to find a place to start without letting go of a full-time job to pay the bills, I guess. And so this is my starting point, and if you want to share this with someone that you think that could benefit from it, please do so, and I'll try to continue sharing information that I think is going to be helpful for others. So back to the morning routine, and if you can get yourself a routine is so important. And I think the experience that I've had over the last 12 months, it'll be 12 months in March, and it's currently just about the end of January, so 11 months. The challenge that's really happened for me, for those who know me, it's my fitness is like the most important thing for me. If I'm not fit, like physically fit, I feel like I'm not mentally and emotionally fit for life, and everything that comes with it. We all have conflicts, whether it's internal, external, with relationships, with people who we come across, and things that happen with work. There's conflicts there quite often with regards to what our beliefs are and what we know is right. And I think it's really important that people, it's one thing to know something, but it's another thing completely to bring it into practice. And I'll go back to the challenge that it's been for me to hold on to my fitness. It's been very periodical. because I've moved. I'm living in my caravan. I moved into my caravan to become mobile, personal trainer, teach kids Muay Thai, and teach swimming for any place that doesn't have that for the kids. Um, my my primary goal for that is to introduce things that are really healthy for people, healthy for their minds, healthy for their bodies, that aren't available to them, and where they don't know how to do it. Where they don't know, when I say they don't know how to do it, I mean they don't really have any tools. They haven't been given any tools yet. Perfect example, a guy that I was working with yesterday, we were talking about something, and he turned around and said that he'd never been able to stop thinking before in order to be able to, say, meditate. The conversation was about running to start with. And what I actually had in the office was a tool that I've helped people with. Mostly, I guess, the most unlikely people would be men working in the mines who couldn't switch off, having problems with their sleeping. So I just happened to have that in the office while we were talking, and we went in there. I set it all up for him, and afterwards, all I ask for is 5 minutes, or I'll say to them, it's 5 minutes. And then that's not so bad for anybody who's doubtful or not sure what it's all going to be about. And that 5 minutes turns into something that could turn into half an hour because they just don't want to leave it. There's diaphragmatic breathing involved. It's pressure off your spine. Excuse me. And yeah, it's something that is quite magical when you see somebody relaxing for the first time when they've never actually been shown. And that's what this guy said to me yesterday. He loved it, and they do, like, people do love this practice, which he said that he's never been shown any. I think he's I don't know, I'm guessing he's maybe in his 30s, but he said he'd never been shown how to do anything like that before. So that's amazing to be able to give somebody that tool. He can carry that for the rest of his life now. And like the way that I explained it to him is that, I can show you that, but then from that point, you know where you can start from to start to tune into your own body, tune into yourself, tune into your mind. But the whole point of it is to switch off, to be able to switch off, but to know that you can switch off. When you do it once, then you know you can do it. Then you see you can't unlearn what you learn. And how I came into that, and I explained to him as well, is that from doing yoga classes year in and year out, there's a practice there, and then I've gotten into working at a gym as a PT and balanced lifestyle coach, and I had to use the tools that I had there, which one was a long roller, and I did have a yoga block, and I improvised with that. With yoga, the idea came from I was using a bolster at home, and I was under a lot of stress, I guess. There was so much going on. I had my relationship breakdown. My dad had just passed away. I had to move house because I was left with a big 3-bedroom house and big outdoor gardens and corner block with the gardening and everything like that on my own. And it was a lot. And I knew I had a lot to do. I think that's a really scary place to be in life when you know that a relationship's about to end. Just that on its own. And like I say, I just lost my father. I'd rather put that he'd passed on. He passed on, and it all happened all at the same time. So I needed to be able to switch off. I needed to tune in to my body and try to do whatever I could to there's a lot of noise, I guess, when stress is happening. And so I would lay down in my lounge room, and I tried to figure out, okay, now I'm tuning into my body. What does my body need right now? What do I need to do to relax? Because it's all I wanted to do. And that's how I came up with what I now show other people how to do. It opens up your shoulders, it takes the pressure off your spine, it takes the pressure off your mind as well. And my point in telling you all of that is that it's tuning into yourself, taking the time to tune into yourself. So many people are busy these days. I think that, you know, if you lie down in the middle of the day, sometime mid-morning, whenever, if you feel that point of exhaustion, and you just let yourself lie down for 5 minutes, you can set a timer. Just go 5 minutes. I'm just going to lie here. I'm just going to stare at the ceiling. I'm going to close my eyes, whatever, and just relax and breathe. I think that not enough people do that, and I think a lot more people need to do that kind of thing. There are so many different tools that I've learned along the way that I want to share with others, because most people don't have the time, and because I don't have children, because I don't have the other demands or dependents, I guess. Now I've been single for probably going on 2 years, happily, mind you, for different reasons. But I've got this time to learn, and I love learning, and the thing that I live and breathe is this, and which is why I'm making this video now. It's time. I think that the person that I spoke to the other day, he's right. You know, if I don't start now, then when? I'm not going to wait for perfection. It's like somebody who wants to have kids, I guess. It's like, I think a lot of people wait for the right time, till they've got enough money, and I know at the time of my life when I was thinking about having children, I think somebody said there's never a right time, you know. So that in that case, this is my time. I'm gonna start doing these videos. I'm not gonna pick myself apart like I normally would, or I'll try not to. When I do watch this video again, just to review it before I post it. It's so easy to be so self-critical. I'm not gonna, by being so self-critical, then I'm not sharing what I want to share with other people. Yeah, this is my first video. I'm gonna be brave and share it. Hopefully there's some information here that is helpful for you. Routine, wake up early, you know, to see that sunrise. It's not far away. Normally I'll sit there with my coffee and I'll watch the sunrise, because the sun, it's really important to get that sunlight into your eyes. I'm not a scientist, so I can't tell you specifically and in a scientific way of why that is so good for you, but optically and for your circadian rhythm, if you don't know what that is, that's your wake and sleep pattern, I guess. We all have one. It's really good for that if you can get sunlight, the first sunlight while it's low in the sky, and in the evenings when it's low in the sky. If you can, no sunglasses, have that light in your eyes, it will help with your circadian rhythm and your sleeping patterns, which then goes into your stress levels, etc., etc. Relationships, you know. If you're stressed, if you're not happy, if you're tired, then you know, you can't be at peace with how you're feeling quite often, and then that just spreads out to the people that you're around, etc. So That's 15 minutes. I'm gonna end with that right now and say thank you for listening. If you've put up with me for that long, um, thank you for listening this far, and I hope that you've found it helpful or interesting in some form or another. And I look forward to sharing some more of what I've learned over the years that has helped me to maintain, I think, clarity and which the things that have that's helped me find peace along the way when I've really needed it. Um, and I think that as I do more videos, my goals will unfold. I'll be able to talk about that because there really is so much to talk about, that I think that other people are going to be able to relate to. And I hope you have a wonderful day and be kind to one another and look after number one so that you can look after everyone else around you, because if you're not healthy and happy, then nobody else is going to get the best of you. You're not going to get the best of yourself, so really, really take care of yourself. Live well, eat well, hydrate, and get yourself into a routine, and I'll see you again soon.